And I always close my videos with saying, may you be just as blessed as you have blessed others.
What is going on, guys? Back at it again with honesty and truth. I'm here, my boy Keith.
Hey guys, I'm Keith Wohr, and I am the host of Homeless in Titusville here in Titusville, Florida. Many of you guys have seen my show where I interview the local homeless here on the Space Coast. And today I am with the guys from With Honesty and Truth.
My first question is, obviously you've been through a lot of stuff. You've been doing this for how long?
Yeah, I've been doing this for about 4 years or so. Just kind of going out. I didn't set out to do this. Just kind of, I guess, happened by accident.
So my first question is, you've been doing this for a long time. What is the biggest challenge you've had to overcome through your 4 years of experience?
Oh, wow. Well, there's a variety of things. You can't just walk up to people that are homeless that you see and talk to them. I mean, you can, have light conversation with them, the weather, what they're eating, that type of thing. But, for them to really have kind of a trust in you type thing, you build that relationship, right? That takes some time, but then after a while, the other homeless kind of know you, and then, they sort of vouch for you when it comes to talking to the other ones, to be able to get interviews. So
Following up on that, what is the most unique interview you've done? Can I hear a little bit about that?
Oh, wow. Doing this for this long, I've had a lot of different people. I think the one that stands out the most to me is the guy that built the log cabin. I mean, that cabin was just crazy, right? It had a real front door on it from the Home Depot. He even scrapped some stuff that the city threw away to have a floor that he could sweep, and he was trying to grow some vegetables and catching rainwater to wash his clothes. I mean, it was pretty unbelievable, right? And I remember when I was doing the interview saying, looking into the camera and saying, this is not staged. This is a real guy, because it seemed like too good to be true. Like, how could this not be staged, right? It was a very unique experience. It was something unexpected, when I first met the guy, and he was out there asking people for some change, and he said to me, you should come out and see the cabin sometime. And and I said to him, well, sometime can be right now. Let's go check this thing out. And then, like I said, like everything he said it was. I mean, it was mind blowing.
Yeah, I personally watched the video, and because you showed me that video the day we first met. That thing was definitely impressive. I don't think I could do anything like that, let alone live homeless anyway. I mean, it's a pretty daunting task. My question that I want to ask is, what is your kind of biggest fear with doing YouTube? You've been doing this for a long time, so you've probably gotten over a lot of kind of like initial fears with going up and talking to homeless people. But is there still like kind of a fear of doing like a YouTube channel or a YouTube video?
I mean, a little bit. Sometimes when I go out there, I make sure my safety. Usually, I do have some kind of a hidden camera or microphone on me or something, because you just never know what may or may not happen. Somebody may try to rob me, beat me up, or be offended, or have some kind of mental illness, or may have the substance on them and try to stash it around me, and the police come up. So I very much have to think that way to protect myself. But really, I guess maybe some of it might be a little bit of complacency. I really don't worry too much for my physical safety being around them. And as far as like things that people have to say, you're always going to have haters, no matter who you are. That's just a thing. So
I'd be terrified to go out and talk to a homeless person, especially because I don't know if they have a mental illness, so you don't know how they're going to react. So that would personally not stop me, I would say, but it probably paralyze me a little bit when I first go meet them.
How do you step out of your comfort zone knowing all those scary things?
Well, now since I've been doing it for a while, I don't have an issue with comfort zone. But at first, it was really kind of all the stupid things that we all worry about, right? And it was all me really personally, I really wasn't worried about the other person. I was like, did I sound stupid? Did I say something stupid? Was I wearing something, didn't like, the clothes I was wearing, just personal, stupid vanity stuff that we all as human beings have in our minds that we somehow think we aren't good enough, right? We all have these things in the back of our minds, right? About what we're doing and if it's good enough and if we sound stupid to others, but once you kind of put all that behind you, and you can focus on what you're doing, what the purpose is and what you're really, the message you're trying to convey. So
I really want to talk about that because as of right now, I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. And I like with the videos that we make, I'm always constantly like, do I look okay? Do I sound okay? Should I? Yeah, did I stutter? Yeah, it's really scary, and I I have this constant, like mind battle going on, like just calm down, relax, just be yourself. But then I always feel like I'm not good enough as myself, so I have to change and try to be perfect, which I can't be because nobody's perfect.
You started this 4+ years ago, and I don't think you knew at the time where it would lead to. So my question is like, what's your end game? What's your dream with the channel overall?
Well, I can say that, so at first, I mean, how can you not go out to somebody who's out there homeless, do an interview, and then not take action, right? Like, how can you, as a person, as a human being, hear all the stuff they got going on, and then just walk away after the interview, Right, not want to help them some way and leave them better off than you found them. What I had found over time doing this stuff is that I cannot be a journalist and a social worker, right? I'm just one person. And so what needs to really happen is I go out there and I educate the public. And if somebody else, they're good at cooking and the food, then let that person do it. Somebody else is good with clothing, let somebody do that. And then somebody else with housing. One person cannot take it all on. One person cannot be an expert in all fields. And I feel like really where I'm trying to go and what I'm doing with the channel is to educate the viewers and people, to show them that, look, this is your neighbor, this is your friend, this is your brother, your sister. This could be you that's out there on the street. And the same things that you hear these people talking about can happen to you and your family member. Like, most people right now are like one paycheck away from this being their reality. And you hear like the living wage in Orlando a couple years ago, they said it was $17 an hour for a single person. And I don't know too many people who are making that kind of a wage. Most people are making $11, $12 an hour, and they are just literally like one car breakdown from that, and they're food insecure. So even my viewers who want to help, they're not. Most of them aren't in a position to help. So, but I at least appreciate them looking at these people as human beings and getting, being willing to kind of get to know them.
I love the way you put that. It's almost scary because some of the stuff that you just said, I literally live. Because if my car breaks down, I'm in a bad spot. Me personally. So like just hearing that perspective come from you and your experience in the actual field, it's awe-inspiring to say the least. I'm honestly blessed to be in your presence of everything that you're doing, and you're helping the community. Like you're literally helping the community in ways that we also want to help the community. Just to give you a chance to kind of like say some of your accomplishments, what are some of the things that you've actually helped done? Like I remember you talking about you standing up for someone in court. Like let's hear some of that.
Yeah, so there was a young lady who was on my show, and she was asking some of the viewers, if anybody who had a resource of rehab and whatnot, she wanted that help. She needed that. And then just a couple of months later, after that, she got into some legal trouble. The police found her with some stuff on her. And when she went to court, and she had a private attorney, and the attorney made a point to say to the judge, look, she didn't do this and make this plea after she was in trouble. She did this prior to being, and that should be considered that, I will often hear people tell me, oh, well, just call 211. They've got a list of help. Yeah, they have a list of help, but I can tell you right now that there are so many qualifiers that these different organizations use to disqualify people. Sometimes I run into where they say, we have rehab services, but it's for men only. Or where was the last zip code you lived in? Or you have to have a child under 5 to qualify for this. Or there's just all these things that are used. And like I said, it's just maddening, you know. And then when you do finally find something that somebody qualifies for, they say they're out of money. There's no funding. And it's frustrating. So, you know.
It kind of seems like a dead end, you know, and then there's no hope because if you can't get help, then what are you gonna do? You can't really, like you said, not one person can take on the burden of another person financially or physically or mentally. That's just a lot to take on, especially because you have a wife too, so it's not just you living on your own. But another question I wanted to ask was, like, kind of why did you start this YouTube channel?
Actually, I started it kind of for a selfish reason. It was my own kind of mental health issues that I had, issues from my military service, and I was at home and I wasn't doing anything, wasn't going anywhere, didn't have friends, didn't interact. Pretty much my life was just sitting at home, reading books, watching TV, and my son. I have a disabled son that has ulcerative colitis and Crohn's, and in and out of the hospital with him. But once he got to an age where he was able to care for himself, then I was just sitting home doing nothing, and I just literally was just wasting away. And this homeless guy, said to me, "Hey, I want a couple of bucks." He was real honest, and he said he wanted a beer, right? And he's laughing about it. And I thought, well, hell, he's being honest, right? So I gave him a couple of bucks for him to get a beer, and then I was asking him, like, what is it like, being homeless and stuff? And then I said, hey, let me go get my camera and let me record this and share it. And then that led to another guy and another guy. And I kept saying every time I would get done with an interview, this is my last one. I'm never doing another, and then it was just like, it just turned into this thing. So like I said, I didn't set out doing this. This wasn't something that I had in my mind. I needed to do something constructive with my time, and like I said, to help me with my issues, and it's been a great distraction for that. So
this is a part where I'd be completely transparent. First and foremost, thank you for your military service. I feel like just thank you. Second, I completely honestly relate to that, because honestly, we were talking about this channel almost being like a therapy thing, remember? And so when I say, like, I relate to you on like a personal level about that, like, I feel it, because I've also did the same exact thing, laying around almost doing nothing. I'm going to school, but like, what am I going to school for type thing? Like, what is this class gonna help towards my actual goal? I want to help people. I want to create a community where people come together. I want to do so many things, and with my boys by my side, you know what I'm saying? I want to create this team that's not just us. You know what I'm saying? It's more than us. It's the what community. You know what I'm saying? It's your community. It's his community. It's their community. You know what I'm saying? It's us. Like, we're a team at the end of the day, but we all want to be segregated. We all want to be by ourselves, walking around with our phones, like, not even talking about it. And in your intro video, you're talking about, what if I talk to him? What if I talk to her? That's what it's about. So honestly, thank you for that insight. Kind of to wrap this up, our last question is, what is your purpose?
Well, my purpose is to educate others about what could possibly be their reality if they ever find themselves homeless. I also want to say to people who have a lot of concern and really want to help and stuff like that, first and foremost, there is nothing wrong with securing yourself, right? With self-preservation, with taking your paycheck and putting something away for a rainy day, stuff like that. If you don't have the ability to help, or if that helping would cause you material injury to yourself and your family, then don't do it. Keep that money in your pocket. make sure that you can repair your car when it breaks, or, you know, if you have an extra medical bill, you know, don't put yourself at risk. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is, you know, having self-preservation, that is not selfish. You know, if you have more than you need and you have all those things and you still want to give and you can, then give. But, you know, there's more than just giving of money. Most people think of that. If you have time, there are food banks. There's a great organization here in Titusville called Hummingbird Pantry, and they are always looking for volunteers to help with stuff, you know. And I always close my videos with saying, may you be just as blessed as you have blessed others. And basically what that means is, you know, it's kind of like the karma thing. Have that come back to you, you know, whatever you're doing to help people, you know, I hope that comes back to you. So, did you guys have any more for me? Anything else you guys want to know?
I just want to say thank you for coming on our channel. I met you at EFSC because you came in and you were talking to a police officer.
I was looking for a math tutor, and I got one.
You got 3, man. We got your back.
You got 4 actually, the man behind the camera. But I just want to say thank you for coming on the channel. You're a great influencer to learn from because you've been doing YouTube for 4+ years, and we're just starting out. We're a little bit of amateurs, so it's great to learn from you. And pass it to Tyke. Any closing words?
Yeah, I want to say this is a great opportunity for us to grow the channel. Our first collab on what it's actually pretty big. So I want to say, going back to the therapy bit, what is actually my therapy as well, right? Because it's a stage where I can branch out and get out of my comfort zone and experience life that I wouldn't be able to without these 3 actually. So I want to say thank you to my boys, you know what I'm saying, for, you know, helping me, you know, express myself.
Thank you too, bro. Like, you're part of this community now.
Much love.
You're part of this community, Keith. Like, we want to make this a global thing, and we will change the world. We will impact the world one perspective at a time through authenticity. Like, this is what it's about. Ladies and gentlemen, Keith, thank you so much for being a part of With Honesty and Truth, making this become a reality and helping us out. Because just today, like I've only met him today, and I've learned so much stuff that I didn't think about. Talking about talking about how we should like make it a direct decision. Talking about view times. Talking about analytics, how it works. I've learned so much from this man, and he impacted my life, and I really want to repay the favor.
All right, so with that said, guys, we want to thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always turn on that bell notification to see when we upload a new video. And check out our social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And with that, we love you guys, and peace out.